Oh no. Oh no, it's me. It's him! The Cahill! I have returned. Stream is late, but in my defense, I was seeing the Barbie movie. And that was so infinitely more insane than I ever could have thought it would have been. I don't know what I was expecting based off trailers and stuff like that. I feel like I was expecting something pretty bog standard that was just elevated by like the brand and stuff like that, you know? Because this is the thing. I know yada yada anti-capitalist and I can get with that. But at the same time, having a strong branding and art direction is pretty good. Some, like, you know, just a strong look that you stick with. And Barbie absolutely has that. So that's what kind of thought, that was what I was thinking would kind of bring up the movie. But no, instead, it was just one of the most insane movies I'd ever seen. So, in my defense for not getting to stream on time was that you should also go see that movie. Like, if you want to not watch stream, if you want to not watch the VOD you're currently might be watching, and instead go and watch the Barbie movie, then honestly, I couldn't blame you for it. I'm going to be trying to make worthwhile art here, but I've seen the Barbie movie and I know that's already worthwhile, so probably would be better to just watch that while you have a chance to. I mean, freaking let's start up the drawing in the Barbie photo box, didn't you? I did not. They didn't have. I did not. They didn't have one at the theater I went to. Paula, did you see it or no? Have you been like, nah, I don't think so, not this time? Because, again, my opinion, pretty good. But that's just me. I'm going to turn this opacity down. Yeah, we're gonna do original comics in a minute. This one is already out, but I want to work on making it look better real quick. You ever just want to make your art look good? You know what I mean? No, just me? Okay. But seriously. Because that's the thing. I think one of the things I've been trying to do for the longest time after really thinking about what it means to create and consume media is try to find media worth creating and consuming. And boy howdy, if nothing else, I would say of the Barbie movies, you know, of the Barbie movie with Margot Robbie, you should probably go see it. Yeah, that's fair. I think there's no problem with that. Listen, I'm not trying to be like, you know, I don't want movie theaters to go extinct. But they had a monopoly, really, on how you watched movies for the longest time. So when they were just like, hey, streaming is causing us problems, I was like, okay. But now streaming is causing problems for everyone else. Aw, dang it. Aw, beans. But then again, that's not inherent to streaming. People have just been greedy. You know? It's not... Streaming as an idea and platform does not necessitate screwing over your artists and everything. That was the work of some other people. So... Gotcha. Did they... I mean, I don't want to... If it's okay, I'm not looking for just, like, their play-by-play, but did they like it? Where they're like, oh, neato. Also, if anyone here is just like, why should I read Cahill's comics? This last one, the one I'm currently editing and updating right now, I've worked hard on trying to make it like look good. You know what I mean? But yeah. Like, did they enjoy it, or were they just like, eh? I can kind of get the but personally I thought it was great. I was like, dang, I didn't expect this to happen. And also, when it was first coming out, I didn't know Will Ferrell was in it. That's wild. I feel like it's wild to hear that Tria and Osiris weren't impressed, but I don't know. Maybe they had different expectations and they would have preferred theirs as opposed to what they got. That's something I if I'm being honest, I never like. And I'm not being like, how dare they? I'm just speaking about, again, consumption of media. I am, hello pig. But I am very against going into something, having expectations to it, and if it doesn't meet your adaptations to it when you've gone into it blind, taking marks off of it for that. I feel this way, especially because of my favorite game, Epic Mickey. Freaking, if I could, I think Gerard Cahill, the completionist, puts way too much pressure on himself. But if there's one criticism I would give him, it's that so much of his video on Epic Mickey was about the potential of the art and the source material as opposed to, well, the concept material as opposed to the game. And I'm just like, but you're not actually talking about the game. You're talking about art that was never it was going to be. Oh, that's definitely fair. And they do a lot with that, honestly. It's pretty neato. I'm glad Barbie fans like it, at least. Trixie Mattel, famous... I wish me liking Trixie Mattel was more of like a fringe thing, It's just like, oh, you know that drag queen? No, everyone fucking knows Trixie Mattel. Like, I'm not special for knowing her. Of the drag queens my dearest friend Deja could have introduced me to, Trixie is arguably one of the most basic for me to know. But besides that, what was I just thinking of? Oh yeah, but besides that, yeah, I mean, there's lots of people who look at the history of Barbie, and not to get too into it, but I mean, this film deals with it, deals with the fact that Barbie is meant to empower women, but at the same time has kind of been like, if you don't look like this, you're not good, that kind of stuff. It deals with that, and I'm not and I mean, I had this discussion with someone about freaking Grimace, because I was like, Grimace is so sad that no one likes his birthday party, and my friend was just like, don't feel bad for the corporate mascot, and it's like, I'm not gonna go buy McDonald's, Get toys if you want to. Honestly, if anything is gonna, convince you to buy into Mattel, go see the new Transformers movie. Tell me if it's any good. If it is, I heard it's good. Grimace had a bad... Exactly. Like, it's not about freaking... You're right, oh no, Grimace had a bad time? Time to fucking invest into McDonald's. No. I'm being just like, I am sad about... I'm letting people's fan art give me feelings. Can I not feel... I wish this was more of a joke. I so rarely feel anything anymore. And people are just like, oh, edgy man on the internet. No, I don't... You need to listen to me, okay? Not to get too into it, life's gone a certain way for your old buddy Cahill. In such a way that at some point, and I don't know when... This is as real as I will ever get on stream, so listen up. At some point, and I don't know when, my heart just decided, well, that's it. You used to be able to cry whenever you felt like it, and now it will take, it will take God moving the heavens to make you cry anymore. And I don't necessarily like that, I don't necessarily like feeling like I can't feel stuff anymore. So when someone makes fan art on the internet and I'm like, oh, I can feel something, I enjoy that. Okay, let me feel. I'm sure some people are rolling their eyes over me giving that dramatic dialogue, but genuinely, I'm just like, I'm glad when I can feel stuff. Let me do that. Do you want some of my tears? No, not particularly. Juice, if I'm going to empath anyone's emotions onto myself, I'm not. No, thank you, Juice. I'm not going to. It's not going to be yours, if I'm being honest. I'm working on fixing you as much as I'm busy working on fixing myself. And then we got Pig over here, who isn't really like an emotional nutcase, but he needs some kind of help, as we discussed yesterday. So, who can't stop interrupting? Or does this look like a foggy forest? Also, by the way, I love that now Margot Robbie is technically in the same... foggy? Not really. Damn it. I do kind of like how that looks. How can I make it look foggy? Maybe I should remove... Let me go back a couple steps. I wanna add mist. Make it look froggy. You are so right, Stitch. Okay. Merge that. If nothing else, this is what I can do. I can just... Oh, I was on the pen. I was like, just erase entire layers. If nothing else, I can make this look good. Anyway, at the very least, I'm glad Margot Robbie is a co-star to Bibble. I'm glad Margot Robbie is co-star to famous animated character Bibble. They're both in technically the same movie franchise, which is Barbie. Y'all remember I remember the Barbie animated movies like a dream. Give me a minute. Is this working? It is. Okay, good. Bibble. No, not Bibble. Barbie. Yep. There he is! There's my boy! Oh my, oh sweet Christ. There's no way, I cannot scroll down on this. There's literally, I'm scared to move on to page 2 of this Google. Okay, away he goes forever. Away he goes. Away he goes forever. You know? Just make sure he never shows up again. Listen, Pig, it's Bibble! There's literally a whole clip online where Barbie is like, Bibble, you're a genius! But yeah, I mean, thinking about it, because this is how I felt for a long time about a lot of stuff. Barbie at its core is just a character who always means well. It's just reality doesn't often reflect that. You know? Not even necessarily the reality of Mattel, the company, even though I'm sure they've gotten into hot water at times because they're a fucking company, and what company hasn't gotten into trouble from time to time for being the worst? But besides that, just, you know, reality is complicated, Barbie's not. So that is literally one of the biggest themes in the movie, which is pretty neat. I don't think that's reflected a lot, you know. Every time Disney does bad, everyone points to Mickey and is like, "How could you do this, mouse?" And it's just like, the mouse. You are mistaken, good sirs, madams, and all others. It is people of all ages. You are mistaken. The mouse is but a figurehead. Bob Iger's a cuck. I'm never getting a job at Disney, huh? They're gonna look at my streams and they're gonna be like, "Did you call you're, you know, the boss you were hoping to work for a cuck? And I'll be like, well, he was being a real rude to the union, so yeah. Do you think that's ever a thing? I mean, I guess legally on paper it's not allowed to be a thing. But do you think they're ever just like when they do finally work out union deals and stuff, like they go to the bosses go to someone afterwards and they're just like, "Hey, did you call me a cuck? I saw you with a sign outside. I saw you with a sign outside saying my name is cuck." And like again, I'm not really even gonna hold it against you. It just seemed, if I'm being honest, it seemed a little and I get it. You know, we worked it out. It seemed weirdly personal. I'm trying to think. How do you draw fog? I'm going back. I forget. Was I talking about this yesterday? I went to some Kentaro Miura artworks and was like, how do you art? Mr. Miura, teach me how. I wish Kentaro Miura would teach me how to Dougie. How draw? You know what I'm saying? How draw? Guys, how draw? Nope, not that. Guys, I have good news. I figured out one way to not draw. So at some point we'll get it. That's a tech. But yeah, had a good time at Par. I'll draw a pencil. But Paula, I have pens. I have pencil, and I know draw. Oh, that's the wrong one. Vexing. The song for inspiration. What would that be, Pig? Also, speaking of Kentaro Miura, I logged on to see an excited Pig because Death Battle is having a Fire Emblem character do a death battle, and Pig is like, "Oh, I love that one," but he is fighting Guts, and I'm sure there's definitely stuff in the multiverse that can kill Guts from Berserk. But I'm not sure it's going to be a Fire Emblem character, to be frank with you, and Pig. And I'm sorry about that for Pig's sake. But... my boy! What did they do to my boy? Mother, Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let y'all continue listening to this track, and right now, live on stream, I'm going to go to the sound booth in Discord and listen to Paula's song. I have my AirPods, taking the AirPods out. I'm trusting to you to be responsible in the audio space. Wait a minute. Okay, I have to... I'll listen to it on YouTube because I can't use Spotify, as I'm using Spotify in order to stream. I'm a dingus, and I'm gonna fix my dingus hood right now. Yes, okay. Probably even give me a YouTube link, that works out even better. Okay, I'm gonna do art as I continue this. But I am a dingus. This is very interesting. I see, I see. I'm currently listening to a man talk about how Canada has screwed him over, and he'd very much like to be a pirate. Okay. I got pretty deep into the song. I'm gonna say, honestly, I need to listen to that more. It still might not count as a shanty, but Paul. Oh, when did stream pause? Or did there's just the silence in between this song and the next. There we go. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I could deliver a decision on whether or not that's a shanty, but it is pretty close to it. So if I can actually learn the lyrics, then I would not be opposed to putting it in my own personal like brain mix and everything. Honestly, I might have to leave. I wanted. How do you do fog and let me look up fog.
Cahill, you're speaking to entirely the wrong person.
Hello. Wait, Pig. Let me make sure your levels are good on stream. Say things.
Things.
Okay, you're a little loud on stream, but not too loud. What's up?
I just wanted to chat.
Same. Pig, do you know how to draw fog in like black and white manga-esque tones?
Cahill, I don't know how to draw a line.
Do they teach you that? Like, if you become, so, if you show no artistic interest at all, do they teach you in school to say I can't draw a line, I can't draw a stick figure, etc., etc., or is that just something that's weirdly is it an SCP that people just fucking
Yeah,
know.
it's a mimetic.
Yeah, it really is, apparently. Missed drawing manga. I'm just trying to see. I did learn not too long ago, it's like, like, apparently manga artists will, just learn under other, that's what made it so hard, manga artists and everything. So, like, they'll be like, okay, you're gonna help me draw my comic, and you're gonna do it this way, or else you don't get to eat this week. And it's just like, oh, okay. So, I guess that's how, like, the techniques, and the similar techniques and everything get passed down. But, again, it's hard for me to learn on my own. It's hard out here for Cahill, Pig, help me.
How? What do you want me to do?
Not be a good friend? You ever consider that, huh?
I think yesterday proved that I have not considered doing that.
No, I'm joking. You are a good friend. Can you just know all the secrets to illustration and pass them unto me?
Make sure to draw some, like, actual wisps of the fog, not just like a kind of overlay.
Well,
Give focal points for the eyes to follow.
I'm trying. Listen, man, I'm trying. I'm trying.
Okay, look, I'm just considering what happens in Unsounded for the best webcomic.
I mean, if you have images from it, then I'd love to see them, because it's hard to... Apparently there is just a manga called, like, Fog or whatever. Because I'm looking up images of trying to find, like, fog drawings, and it's coming up with a comic.
That's not fog, that's magic spectral fire. That's not what I wanted.
I mean, if it looks like fog, then...
It entirely does not. It looks like magic spectral fire.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, beans. We don't want that. Also, I would like to say, so I started playing a game, which I will not name. I did in the Discord, because I didn't want my friends to get on my nuts about it, being like, you're not telling us what it is. But it is apparently a very hard game, and technically, I have now beaten it in 30 minutes. So that was cool. I probably will continue to experiment with it, because, like, that's the whole idea, is that you're trying to figure stuff out as you go along.
Is it the new hit game, beat yourself in the nuts until you pass out?
Is this a... What was I thinking of? Is this a metaphor for what the game is supposed to feel like, or are you literally just making up that as a funny?
The second thing.
Okay, then no. It could be described as that, but...
Cahill, take a look at, like, it's bigger scale, but take a look at the kind of misty clouds at the top of this page. I think that's a nice example.
Let me see. I will... Well, wait. Where... Are you putting it in chat or in Discord? Okay, you're putting it in... Gotcha.
I'll keep looking.
No, I appreciate that, but at the same time, that is painted and not illustrated. It is done with pure pigment as opposed to black and white line art, which is my chosen profession. I know, I'm a pain. I know,
okay, I failed you.
No, I know I'm the pain. No, Pig. Pig, you haven't. You haven't, Pig. I'm the wiener. It's me. I've become the wiener. I'm sorry about that.
This comic is so good.
Honestly, I might just leave it. I don't know if they're... I don't want to leave it, though. It looks shit. I worked really hard on this, and it's just missing, like, one thing. You know, it's missing, like, one thing of ambiance that I really want to add before I move on to the next one. Also, I am giving myself a small update for anyone who's subscribed to the Patreon, which is, I think... I don't know if Paula is, but Pig and Juice are. I'm going to take 3 weeks for the next one, both to hopefully work, get a head... You know, not start, but yeah, I guess head start for the one after that, and then also, because technically I say every second Monday, and you have 3 weeks until the second Monday of August, so I do my best to promise 2 comics on time, and if I fall short of that, then I'd make it free. So...
I'm looking for some examples now.
Maybe I should just use the, what is it? I'm gonna continue to ask Juice there. Juice, is it okay if I use your, you know, opinion on what's supposed to look right and everything? I hope so. You're my metric. You're my Juice, you're the only... metric system I have in this godless imperial system. You know?
No.
No.
I do love a Juice, though.
I do love Juice. Because I'm an alpha base here. You don't... No, you're fine. If this comic... I mean, if anything, I hope it's because the comic doesn't interest you. Genuinely. Maybe I can turn that around at some point, but I hope it's not just because, like, you're... I hope it's not just, like, you know... As long as it's not because you don't not know about the Patreon, then...
I can't believe you're trying to guilt Paula.
You know what it might be? Ignoring what Pig just said. because that was mean. Um, my problem might be that I'm trying to do white on white, and what would be the great thing to do is not do that, so I'll just add a screen tone. Y'all know about screen tones?
I do not.
Do you know, okay, do you know Lichtenstein, the dirty thief that he is?
Who?
Okay. Have you ever seen pop art and it's like a comic illustration of a woman's face?
Yes.
Okay, do you know the
think
dots?
so.
Do you know the dots?
Oh, yeah.
in yeah. Those are screen tones, the dots in comics. It's a way to do color without having to just drown the page in color.
I've heard of it by a different name, which I can't remember now, but yeah. It's almost like stippling.
Yes, except stippling is typically
No,
very loose and
Yeah, no, it's a different style, but it's basically just big regular dots of ink to provide a simulation of color rather than true color.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're getting it. Wow. My cock is rock hard.
Okay, so you're starting today.
Speaking of Blue Hedgehog
Oh yeah.
Symphony,
Completely fair, Paula. Please spend more on yourself before me, absolutely. Anyway, go on. I didn't see Paula's comment,
really-
so I wanted to.
I just really want to go see the Sonic Symphony.
No, I forget. Maybe I should just... I mean, should I just make the whole forest darker? I mean, that is not uncharacteristic of a forest, is
That's
it not?
probably a good idea.
Because forests are typically... I mean, jungles are typically pretty dark, you know? Pretty dark and, like, moist.
Friends, I might have a slight problem, which I wish to discuss with you.
Okay, go on.
Yes.
So, you'll know I'm writing that video about Xenoblade, right?
Right.
I think the script is going to be too big.
I mean, that might be...
Make it a longer video.
Yeah.
I'm like somewhere between 2/3 and 3/4 of the way through Xenoblade 1, and I'm at 14 pages. So I'm probably looking at about an 80-page script in total.
Good.
8-hour deep dive. Come on.
That person could be... Are you talking about Juice? Because I'm going to be
So-
real with you. Oh, go on.
So if it ends up being just a super long video, you'll don't think that's a terrible thing.
I mean, if it's all of Xenoblade, then honestly, give the people what they want, which is a 2-hour video essay. Because
Okay, good, because it's going to be all three of those plus a brief touch on Xenogears, Xenosaga, Xenoblade X, and then like discussions about connections and symbolism and thoughts about the future of the series.
you can symbolize my nuts. Anyway, so, but Paula, what was I just thinking of? I completely forget. Oh yeah, I would say if you start crossing past the 2-hour mark, then like maybe consider trimming it down. Just because personally, that's where I start to be around. Like, man, this is long. I'm not sure I can finish it in one sitting. But if you are under 2 hours, then quite honestly, people will probably, you know, be completely fine with it.
So the point is, if I cross the 2-hour mark, I have to aim for 6 hours to
None-
get to that crowd.
I
I mean, I'll take a day to watch it. You wouldn't? You wouldn't take a day to watch Pig's video?
I would. I'm thinking about the internet at large. Like me, I feel like me
They
and Pig.
Hello,
love
Miki.
deep dive videos. What do you mean?
I'm just saying. I feel like me and Pig are typically on a pretty similar wavelength of just like we want to make the internet work for us. And I'm trying to tell them it's like there's definitely people who will watch a 6-hour video essay about games they've never played. That is absolutely a category on YouTube. It's just if you want to bring it to the most YouTube people, then you're more likely to reach them with the 2-hour
Look, an
video essay mark.
80-page script I can probably get through in probably like 2.5 to 3 hours. So I can probably trim that.
Also, they were quiet on the quiet level. Yeah, because so that's what I was gonna say, Paula. If you could figure a way to turn Juice up more, that you would have answered something that our leading scientists have not found the solution for. So, I wish you luck.
Am I the leading scientist?
No, Juice. Juice, you know how to make yourself louder. There are options in Discord and in your voice.
I am up to 80 on Discord.
Then turn it up to 100.
I don't want to.
Then you're gonna be quiet for the rest of the people. And I'm not gonna
forget to turn it down, and then people that already have me at like 200% are gonna get their ears blown out.
I want my back blown out, and that's not happening, so I might as well use my ears.
That could be arranged.
It could be. There are freaks
Everything could be arranged.
There are freaks on the internet.
Are they freaks?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
We
this is one of them.
Listen. I can deal with a lot. I can deal with a lot and be real open-minded. You will not convince me with sexualized ears. You freaks. Get out of here.
Say that entirely again?
I'm saying I can be good and tolerate a lot, but not ears. Don't start sexualizing ears for me.
Okay, so that is what you said.
Yeah, that's
now
what
I have
Juice
to
said.
figure out why it's what you said.
Because I said I want my ears blown out, and then Juice said that can be arranged. So that's what I figured
I
they were
think
talking
just
about.
means they're gonna come scream at you.
Okay. I thought they were saying they were going to get sexual pleasure out of it.
No. I was saying I was going to order someone to blow your back out. I don't know about the ear part.
Oh yeah, we were talking about this. Juice really wants me to hire a prostitute, and I really don't want to hire a prostitute.
I'll pay for them.
I can't believe Cahill's I mean, of course I can believe Cahill's a coward. I just can't believe Cahill's a coward on May.
There's different reasons, but I feel like one of them is, again, Trixie Mattel has said it before, where it's just like, is this even like, is this good? Is this actually doing anything for you, or are you basically just giving me like your customer service voice and everything? And I feel that, I understand that, and I'm with that. That's one of the reasons why I could never be like, yeah, give me the prostitution. So, not for me, thank you. None for me, thanks. Everyone else have fun.
Cahill's anti-sex worker. Good to know.
Literally don't. Not on stream. My friends are I never do this to them. Do you guys realize this? I never do this to my friends. I never come into a public space and be like, hey guys, you see this person over here? They murdered a child at the age of 20 the other year. But
Cahill, you said you wouldn't tell.
Exactly. Well, you crossed a line with me, so now I'm crossing a line with you. Like,
No one says you can't.
I'm waiting for the time someone like comes to me on stream and be like, "Hey, Cahill, I think you're in several toxic relationships," and I'll be like, "Honestly, I knew already," because fucking my friends will slander me on stream just for no reason. Juice, how does this image look now?
Better.
Genuinely?
Yeah, like, I can see fog. I understand that this is fog.
But does the image as a whole benefit from it or no?
I think it does.
Pig, what do you think?
Yeah, it looks very foggy.
Yeah, but does the image look good as a whole?
It does.
Okay, thank you. In that case, I will finish
I would
this.
not want to walk in that forest at night.
Luckily,
I would.
There is no light.
Yeah,
There
but
is
you're
no
not a coward.
Oh, me? Yes, I am.
You're not the
I'm
same
just-
kind of coward then.
Juice is a coward when it comes to self-love.
Yeah.
We all are.
Pig, you've missed some Juice lore, and like I really need them to. Again, I'm not gonna do it to my friend Juice. Like I'm not gonna
Wow.
out their dirty laundry on stream and be like, they told me to do this, and that's an insane thing. So they really need to cut it out. But it is an insane thing, and they need to cut it out. So.
Pig, go charge the crystals.
No, my lord.
I've spent so much time charging crystals, please. Please, I just need to calm down. I need to relax.
Send Sibian I bought for Pig to Cahill, yeah. Rotate the earth to move Juice a little closer to the mic. Yeah, I should. I should get Juice in my little stream office and be like, okay, Juice, I'm gonna tape you. I'm going to strap you to a chair a fixed distance from the mic, and if you try and get quieter, a robot will just push it closer. So, have fun. Say something funny.
This is impeccable design.
Thank you.
I will now be 15 feet away from the microphone.
Okay. In real life or in the fantasy scenario we can copy?
In real life, I'm putting on my Bluetooth headphones and I'm moving the laptop.
Okay.
Bye, Juice.
Bye, Juice.
It was nice knowing you while I could hear you.
Bye, Barbie. Bye, Barbie. Okay.
I should probably make an effort to see that.
It was. Hey, Pig. I assure
It's
you.
a great movie.
Pig? Let me ask you something. What is the craziest movie you've ever seen? Like genuinely. Not in.
Like,
I'll say this.
What is the measure here? Because like.
Okay, like so first off, what we'll go with is like positive crazy, so it's not like Saw. You know, it's not crazy because it's like chopping people's dicks off and then making them into sock puppets.
I don't watch that kind of thing, but like.
Yeah, but I still wanted to clarify. Anyway, and the second.
Like the most like mind-blowing,
just like
brain-melting movie I've ever seen was probably Arrival, and I love it. But you're probably not talking about like cool science fiction.
No, I'm using like, okay, you know Wes Anderson?
Fantastic Mr. Fox, yes.
Yes. Yeah, it's kind of like that, where things are a little detached from reality, except constantly and always. In a way that it's... And, like, the thing is, when it comes to Wes Anderson, you're just like, oh, Mr. Anderson, I know you. I know how you work. So this'll be easy.
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson. This'll be easy. But you don't expect that from
Hollow
the
Knight is impossible.
What's up?
Yeah.
Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
Are you practicing bosses?
I'm practicing Coliseum of Fools.
Oh no.
Yeah, I never got into that.
Specifically, the last one.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Which I've made the mistake of looking up. There is no reward.
No?
I mean, the reward is getting, you know, that 100%,
There's an achievement.
the 100% bar just a little higher.
Mm-mm. All
Are you-
Coliseums contribute 1% to your completion bar.
Pig, are you not Gerard Khalil, the completionist?
I am not.
Are you not the angry video game nerd?
I mean, I am all of those things.
But you're not. I'm not branded like that.
Are you not YouTube's famed donkey?
Are you not YouTube.com?
I have literally never seen any content from Donkey.
Are you
Please
not?
watch something.
Oh my lord. I've ever seen
I feel like that and Markiplier are the two things that I've just completely missed out on.
Escapes
You
from a
don't need
men-
to watch Markiplier.
Yeah, that is. See, that's why I put that stipulation on it, Pneumatic Me, because I feel like it's easy to say just like, yeah, I saw the most disturbing movie of all time, and that was crazy, but that's not what I mean. I don't mean crazy like that.
So you don't mean a Serbian film?
No. Are you not?
I mean,
are you Pig? Are you not famed Twitch streamer Germa?
God, famed Twitch streamer. How much I would enjoy that.
Genuinely, me and Pig.
Just get famous, forehead.
Honestly, just have people enjoy your content always and forever. Stupid.
I mean,
Mhm.
as far as I can tell, they do. Just not enough of them.
yeah, not enough
Get
of the
more
people.
people.
Get
I am trying.
Pig. So what we're gonna do is, under the guise of former Jedi Master Sifo Dyas, rest in peace, we will go to the Caminos, the Caminans, and commission a clone army. And then all those clones will watch your Twitch and make you famous enough to make money, livable money off of streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Livable money off of streaming. You're funny, Cahill.
Yeah. Well, listen, Pig. You wanna know what my two most like worked for options as a career are at this point? Also, Highline. is it's streaming and fucking animating,
Animation.
and neither of them are getting a living wage right now. So I don't know what you
Right.
want from me. Okay, I'm doing my best here. I'm doing
I
the
don't want
best.
anything from you. I want things for you.
All I've ever wanted to be was a clown, and life has denied me that simple pleasure.
Have you?
Also, okay, we need to. I will have a stream next week where it's literally all One Piece, and if you're not literally actually fully caught up to One Piece, the manga, or have watched the episode that comes out that day, then you will not be able to see that stream. But sometimes I do something just for Cahill, okay? But I do want to talk about One Piece just slightly, not, you know, to talk about the wider birth of things, but to talk about the Netflix adaptation coming out, in which I want to say I'm mad at live action Buggy, not for typical reasons, but because like I feel like in the source material in anime, Buggy, like he takes pride in his makeup, you know? He doesn't like that he has a clown nose, but he's done his best to really make the look work for him. But like, you know, he does his best with it. And the Netflix team have decided to be like, no, we're gonna do a Heath Ledger Joker on him. And I just think Buggy deserves better than that. Like, he's a makeup artist. Give him the respect he deserves.
You certainly have
Also,
some
Shanks is
opinions.
ugly.
Yeah, but someone did point this out, and I agree with it. It is Chapter 1 Shanks. In Chapter 1, Shanks is a little just... He's more
Chapter
scruff-
1 Shanks is a dilf.
No,
What do
he's
you
not
mean?
he's not a
No,
dilf
no,
there.
no. Juice is objectively correct.
Oh my lord. I think
Shanks has always been attractive. What do you mean?
Shanks...
Cahill,
well,
I don't know what you're up
okay, no. I agree with that. I just say he gets more attractive as the series progresses. You know?
That's
Like,
fair.
Like, what I'm saying is, yes, we're not starting with peak Shanks right here, but we have room to grow. You know? This is what I'm saying. Like, this is not going to be the Shanks we see if they adapt the entire, you know, manga. It's just
God,
the
why are
Shanks.
primal aspects the worst thing in the world?
I don't know what those are. I imagine they're a Hollow Knight enemy, but I don't
They
remember
are.
what.
Get a flying thing to shoot 3 beads at you.
Ew.
And you know what? That doesn't sound like it's that bad, but it is. In fact, it's worse than that bad.
Listen, flying enemies in
Mhm.
Metroidvanias are not good. Also, speaking of Gerard, as I've been doing for most of the stream to no one's enjoyment, he did review the new Mickey Mouse game, and again, to be fair, to go by my own logic, my thing with Epic Mickey is it's a Mickey Mouse game, so everyone rides it off, and I might have done the same to this new platformer they have out, except it is kind of done in the new short style, and if Disney has
I
done...
think it looked really good.
Well, apparently he gave it a complete it, and like that's like it's not a straight rating system. But if Gerard gives something a complete it, then it's just like, oh, okay, this might be worth looking at because he gives like 3 games a year that, knowing that if he says that, then people will probably try and go out and play the whole thing. And if he suffered through it, why would he do that to other people?
Did he rate Xenoblade 3 at any point?
I don't think so. I think he does not do he loves Final Fantasy. He's done like 3 of them because JRPGs are
Oh, okay, because they're just too big.
yes, they're massive. It takes him months to do it. So I would love for him to have done that for my friend Pig, but I'd imagine he's been like, I want to live.
Howard.
How dare he want to have a life outside of his video game job? But yeah, listen, I've been a good boy, okay? I haven't said I've said it's my favorite thing constantly all the time, but I never say it's from One Piece or that it's about One Piece or even what it specifically is in the context of One Piece. And now it's finally getting adapted into the anime, and I want to do fan art for it, and I want to make it a stream, because the only time anyone in my life leaves me alone is when I start streaming, because they're just like, he might make money off of it. And the fact I have to use that as an excuse makes me think about my life a lot. So, hey guys, so the next goal is going to be getting me a therapist. I hope you can support me in this time.
I'll support you.
You need a therapist before I get one, Juice, and this isn't up for debate.
I'll keep sending you that dollar on Patreon.
Oh my, I appreciate that. Well, I hope you genuinely listen. I'm literally working on a. I like this bit. Okay, I think it's a good bit. I like he pops, he goes spinning, yada yada yada. It's funny. I would say this is probably one of my most, like, I don't want to say, I was going to say well done, but I almost mean that more like a steak than than in terms of artistic work. As in, I've worked on it a lot. I put my whole Clanussy into it.
Klonoa?
Klonoa? Classic PS1 platformer. Juice Pig, how are your days?
Klonoa?
I do not. I can if people are gonna watch it, then I'd stream it. If the chat. I mean, Paula has constantly been like played up, and I do have plans for that. Which Well, I have plans for Overcooked, and then I need to get I Am Bread on PS4. But also, me and Pig need to plan that out. I believe I asked it. Did I ask you about it, Pig, or no?
About I Am Bread?
No, Overcooked.
Oh, I think vaguely. There's a level of chaos I can deal with, and a level of chaos I cannot.
Gotcha.
And I'm sorry to say that's mostly in the second category.
That's completely fair. Luckily, we have many friends who are just.
I played the demo of moving out with my nephew, and I almost threw him out the window.
I don't know that.
Why didn't you throw him?
What was I just thinking of? Oh yeah. Damn it. I constantly forget. Monster Hunter was that kind of game for me for a while. Where like I couldn't watch or enjoy streamers I watched and enjoyed playing it. Because I just had no fucking clue what was happening at any given point. I think it was because at one point my brain was so hard programmed on, like, you know, aiming reticles and stuff. To tell what was happening and what they were doing. Being like, okay, if I follow where they are targeting on screen, then I'll know what's going on. Then that is not something you can do with Monster Hunter. There is no aiming.
I'm sorry, it just dissociated. What were you talking about?
Monster Hunter used to be a level of chaos for me that I was not able to keep up with. At least in watching.
Interesting. Monster Hunter, to me, doesn't feel like chaos at all.
No, well, when you haven't played the games ever, and are trying to watch it and stuff, then it's
I
like...
I entirely get that, but for me, like, from the moment I picked it up, it just feels very natural to me.
That can be...
Is that your Xenoblade brain talking?
No, because I played Monster Hunter before Xenoblade. Did I? No.
Did you?
No, I didn't. But I mean, the two gameplay styles are completely different.
No, but there's UI everywhere.
Also, Pig,
Xenoblade has got a bit worse with that. I love Xenoblade 3, but there are like 16 different gauges active at any one time.
Listen, Pig, let me give you credit. I am someone who really enjoys the single player experience. Just, you know, like fucking Barry made a whole deal yesterday while he was streaming Team Fortress 2. It's like, can you believe we're streaming Team Fortress 2? I don't want to feel like that. I want to pick up a game and play it whenever I feel like. I don't want to care if like other people are playing it or whatever. And Xenoblade brings the experience of an MMORPG to a single player experience with how much shit is on screen at any one time in terms of menus and just everything else happening. So, congratulations.
I will say, and like, you can argue whether this is a good or a bad thing. Probably a bad thing. But you do kind of learn to filter it to what you actually need to care about. I assume much like an MMO. Because, like, I look at a screenshot from, like, Dota, and I'm like, nobody can keep track of 43,000 different things at the same time. But I'm sure a player of that is like, but I'm not. I'm only keeping track of these 3 things because I know they're the important ones.
Yeah, I was about to say. Paula has posted a screenshot of like a restaurant that I'm assuming they and a friend have made and played up, and there is so much happening in it.
Oh yeah.
I only have
I
a...
could not handle.
But yeah. But I am probably going to just do Overcooked first, just because, you know, like I got it on... It is on Switch. It makes it easy for me to stream and play, and maybe even connect with another friend on. I'm just still I'm going to end up having to do a PC stream on the 12th, because that's going to be our reward stream. Is playing... And if not, I guess I can always just, I don't know, get Mario Party for me and my friends. Preferably not, but whatever.
Morty Party.
Morty Party. I can always get, you know, some good. We can. What's the one game that has on the Switch and it has rip off Uno and fucking like mahjong and everything? You know the one I'm talking about?
51 Clubhouse Games.
Yes, that one. Could always get that for everyone.
Or
yeah.
you could finally buy Dokapon Kingdom Connect and actually play it with me.
Do you want to play Dokapon? Like, well, I'd say that, but
yes, I proposed so. I bought it the day it came out and asked in the
you're right.
In the Discord if anybody wanted to play, and everybody said no, not yet. So I left it, and nobody else ever brought it.
I mean, let me look up how much it is currently. I still have a Hades open on my.
Oh, it's full price. It's never going to get cheaper.
Oh, that's good.
Nice.
I would buy it immediately, except that I do need to save a bit, and also, well, actually, I can probably buy it around my birthday, like, you know, like a bit closer to September, because I'll have saved up. And Mario Wonder isn't coming out till October, I think, sometime around then.
Let me check.
The two games I have on my okay, so the two current year games I'm getting before the end of the year is Resident Evil 4 for Halloween streams, Mario Wonder, and Sonic Superstars, because in this they really had us in the first quarter, but now there are many games where I'm just like I want it. I can feel that me. I don't know how much I brought it up on stream specifically. I bring it up in professional life because I think it should be a testament to me. But I worked in a kitchen non-stop for 4 years, and that's gonna be one of the circles of hell, you know. At some point, I'll die, and if what waits for me is eternal suffering, and they're smart about it, then they'll send me to a kitchen to work in. Also me, I mean, even if I wanted to stream Dokapon with Pig, and honestly, that sounds like an amazing thing we absolutely should do, I would be getting it on Switch with him, so. Pig, let's just do this. Okay, Pig, let me put it this way, right? We could, like, put in all the work and really just, like, labor over a D&D campaign we could do on stream, or, alternatively, we can just play Dokapon Kingdom, and it's basically the same thing. So, like, and as
it is not basically the same.
It's basically the same thing.
But
not at all.
But here's the thing.
It's close enough.
Unfortunately, like, you can play Dokapon for an hour.
Yeah.
D&D, you need much more time.
Yeah.
Plus my schedule just doesn't really work for D&D with everybody else, which sucks because I really want to play D&D and Roll for Shoes and Monster of the Week and all these cool games with people. And yeah, as long as I have a full-time job, that's not going to happen. So, you know, if everybody could just get me like another several tens of thousands of followers,
I'm trying. I'm trying to, you know. I'm trying to, so I can be the leech on your backside that sucks his way to success.
Oh, Cahill, I would happily let you be the leech.
Thank you.
Suck my asshole all you like, baby.
I'm really trying. Leeches used to scare me so much.
That is the appropriate response to leeches.
Yeah, but it's also just like every source of water on the earth has bacteria that would like to devour the human brain if it gets the chance to. So that's probably the scarier option of the two, if I'm being honest. Hey guys, remember when we did the character sheet not too long ago? Yeah, I'm using it. Look at that. Look at me. Hey, look at us.
A friend.
A friend. Oh, he's so friend-shaped. A friend of mine did text me that he adores Fossil Boy at one point, and that has genuinely helped my mental health quite a bit. So.
Anyway, let's go to Fanboy Hooters.
Oh my lord.
Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah.
Actually, screw that. I want to go to Goth IHOP.
Yeah. Big, I would like to, honestly, I would like to propose, like, I mean, we can just do it, like, you know, if you're genuinely just like, no, I'd rather it just be an us thing, then that's fine, but I like the idea of us doing a mega stream where we're playing Dokapon, because I imagine we would have lots of fun with it. And we had fun with it, and then we did
I mean, the
life
issue
happened.
of doing it on stream is that it would have to be a stream series, since, like,
Oh, yeah. But I was
there's
imagining,
no way we would finish.
yeah, well, I was imagining it like Dan Jones and Dungeons, where it's like once a month we all.
I would adore doing that.
Okay, then I think we should plan it out. Let's find some more people so we can get a whole thing, and then and that's the thing, right? Then you don't even need a DM who does all the hard work. That's the point I was getting at. You know, like you don't need the person to do all the setup and shit. It's just like
that's fair then.
You just get your players. You're in a fantasy setting. You're doing shit whatever you want, kind of. There is like a hard goal and kind of stuff, but you're free to generally kind of express yourself and shit. So that's why I'm just like, yeah, it's kind of like a Dungeons and Dragon campaign. We run it like that on stream at least, and then we're able to play it. We're able to show everyone else what's neat about that game.
I mean, what would also be fun to do one day, and this we could do shorter, is Roll for Shoes does not actually have a game master.
That'd be good too. I remember you explaining it to me, and at the very least, I'd be okay committing to one stream for that, you know, because I could be like...
Roll for Shoes is great, because the entire rule set fits on a business card.
Heck yeah.
There are 6 rules.
Well, and assuming my work... I wouldn't mind having you, Paula. I would love it if we have one person. I don't know if Paula does know anything about Dokapon Kingdom, but I'd love it if we got one person we were all cool with who had no idea what the game was like, and then that's gonna go badly for them, but it will also be incredibly funny in my opinion. So
yes. So here are the rules for Roll for Shoes.
You got it.
Rule 1: say what you want to do, and roll a number of d6s determined by the level of the relevant skill that you have. Don't worry, your skills get wild. If the number of your roll is higher than the opposing roll, and the opposing roll can be determined by a game master, or can just be another player rolling against you, the thing you wanted to happen happens.
Sick. I like that more because I was about to say I know different game systems from the McElroy brothers, and they started using I think it's called like Powered by the Apocalypse or something like that.
Yeah.
And hello, Meat. Why? The new thing is tomorrow. $50. $50? What? I deserve. Okay, well, okay. Hey, Meat, should I assume I know exactly what this is for? Because if it is, then I'm just going to go do it right now. Because, like, no, Meat, confirm for me what this is for, because I have an idea of what it is for. But anyway, Pig, I was just going to finish. Yep, okay. I'm literally going to go buy Dokapon right now, and I'll send a shot in the Discord for it. Thank you. Thank you. Meat, you are beyond generous, and I must thank you for this. But anyway, I was just gonna say I didn't like their second campaign with that, like the engine, because it was very hard set rules of this is fail, this is middling, this is succeed, and I like D&D because it feels like you have a range of
success and failure states.
Yeah, even if it's just like determined by the dungeon master, just like this is. You roll this or succeed and fail. It's still just like you have a number of 1 to 20 to make that happen, and that feels.
Yeah, I've always liked the breadth of like, if the strength check you need is 18 and you roll a 17, a DM can do a lot with that. Yeah,
unless it's a hard one, then it's
Yeah, natural one is you try to push the boulder and snap your wrist backward.
Yes. You try to push the boulder and Sisyphus is not happy. But what else was I thinking of? Oh.
Anyway, so roll for shoes. The only skill you start with is do anything level 1.
That I'm good with that. I can make that work.
It is called roll for shoes because in the first test game, the first thing anybody did was I roll to see if I have shoes on.
That's that is very good.
And they succeeded, and they got the level 2 skill, good shoes.
Very good shoes. But yeah, I mean, I like it. Have I not? I'm trying to do a thing right now. Okay, so yeah, I haven't updated any of my payment information on Switch, so I will have to do that after stream, and then tomorrow I'll send a thing in it. But all that means is that Paula is gonna get all the streams he has helped to set up in theory on August, so that way afterwards, you know, we can do Dokapon Kingdom, because again, I'm trying to do some stuff in order. Like after we finally do a successful run of Hades, I'm planning to do a Nuzlocke run like I had promised, like last year. So, well, we'll see. Hopefully. Also, when it comes to Nuzlocke, I am doing the most basic rules, and it's gonna be, you know, first Pokemon you encounter, you catch, name them. That's it. I will say I'm gonna do a different thing because I don't like edgy Pokemon. I like Pokemon cute and cuddly. So we're gonna do Paul Lock. You remember Paul from the Pokemon anime? That asshole? Yeah, that's what we're gonna be.
I do not.
Okay, so Pig, when the 4th generation came out, which again many people consider the height of the Pokemon franchise,
Gen 5 superior, but carry on.
You stealth would literally kill you and wear your intestines like a scarf for saying that. Anyway, Ash got a new rival in the anime, as he does, called Paul, right? And Paul was very mean to his Pokemon, and the moment his Chimchar failed him, he released it into the wild and told it to never come back. And then Ash adopted it, and one of the greatest arcs in all of the anime was the Chimchar getting revenge on Paul for abandoning it. And that's just what we're gonna do. Is Pokemon don't die, but if they fail us in battle, I'm putting them in the shame box. They go in the shame box forever. So
if a Pokemon faints, but does well,
yes,
it's safe.
No.
But
If it faints ever, if it shows me the slightest sign of weakness, no matter how well
that is a Nuzlocke, right?
Well, yes.
So what's the difference?
Nothing. I just don't like to say that my Pokemon are dead.
Oh, okay.
No, in a regular Nuzlocke, people actually release them.
Yes. And I refuse to do that. So, suck my nuts. Suck my nuts!
Shame box, shame box, shame box.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. I will say it forever. If you want edgy Pokemon, go play Monster Hunter. Go play any number of other games that already exist, because Pokemon has been around for like a lifetime at this point. So people have made edgy Pokemon in many forms. You know? Like, you don't need to be like, what if we ate Mr. Mime? Like, stop it.
Okay, but what if?
What if I ate Mr. Mime?
You see, killing Mr. Mime is like a moral imperative.
Why's that?
If you kill a Mr. Mime, there are fewer Mr. Mimes in the world, and therefore the world is a better place.
But you become the Mr. Mime. Also, and
then you kill yourself, and like the cycle is complete.
Oh my lord. Murder-suicide with the murderer is always... Nope. I was using Red Hood logic there. No one listened to Jason Todd. He kinda has a point, but he's a real dick about it, so... Don't give him the credit. What was I thinking of? Oh yeah. Besides the fact I love Mr. Rhyme, there's another reason to give Mr. Mime a little more credit than anyone ever gives him, which is that Hypno came from the same generation and is the same typing, and is an infinitely creepier Pokemon by so many measures. So
yeah, but he doesn't land like directly at the lowest point of the Uncanny Valley.
Well, I don't think Mr. Mime does, unless you count like fan art and stuff, which again, edgy Pokemon, but you know, he's just like, and it's another thing. Like, I think Pokemon sound like they're good anime voices, and if they don't have a good anime voice, then I make one up. And I think Mr. Mime has a good anime voice. He's Mr. Mime, and he's Ash's dad, so...
No, don't say that.
He is Ash's dad!
Ash's dad is Jesse.
Oh, you're right. What's the artist for that again?
Wait. I like that
Karina?
character, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, Pig, if you haven't seen
It's-
this comic, you need to. I was really
Oh,
about that.
if you haven't seen this comic, I'm getting the source.
Yeah, I mean, you can post it in chat, please. It is a very good
I-
comic.
I will do so. I'm gonna post the Father's Day one because that was fucking adorable.
It was. I love the new arc they're on. There's another artist I follow, and they do draw Tid, which is typically why I'm just like, I'm not going to talk about it because I don't like explicit stuff, but they've recently just been doing more slice of life things with the occasional Tid, and I love their work. Lime knows who I'm talking about. We were geeking out about it because they got to a marriage proposal, and that was wild, so... You gotta love a marriage proposal arc.
What if I don't?
Then you're heartless. In
Oh.
you and I, there's a new land. Did you even consider? Maybe I should... does Kingdom Hearts get good numbers on Twitch? I should check that out, because I do like playing those games. And I can't watch Barry's VOD, because everyone's just like, haha, these games are bad. I'm like, they're not. Oh, they're fun. Their only redeeming quality is that they're fun. And also, I'll stand the Sea Salt Trio until I die, so... Shion! Time to go make Axel NSFW art.
You're doing what?
Axel?
Oh.
NSFW art. Do you not like Axel
Alright.
Juice
Which Axel?
from Kingdom Hearts?
I missed the context. Oh! I'd pay good money.
I'd hope so. I felt like he was your type. Edgy, but like he's got
What?
a heart.
So maybe you're correct, but shut up.
Wait, who are we talking about?
Axel from Kingdom Hearts.
Like, and this is Juice's new BF.
I think it's been his BF, so. Yeah. But, Juice, one of the reasons I was thinking about Mr. Mime as Ash's dad is because in that comic, in the current thing they're doing, Dahlia. Dahlia wants to become a Pokemon trainer, so they're using Wobbuffet and Mr. Mime as their starters. And good for them.
I saw that, and it's adorable.
Also, for Mr. Mime's credit, fucking in the anime, he was like, hey mom, can I borrow Mr. Mime to beat a dude up? And she was like, yes. And then Mr. Mime did a really good job at beating people up. And I'm happy about that. He was so proud of himself. How can you say no to this, Faye? And yeah, honestly, I feel like Game Freak has just done a good job at marketing Mr. Mime to me, because I was also always a fan of the Detective Pikachu scene. I thought it was very funny. It was like, ha.
That's probably my favorite representation of Mr. Mime so far.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was talking about this because I forget if a trailer came on. Oh yeah, I think we're just talking about it because it's Mattel. But you know Transformers? And you know how, like, most people now know, since it's a movie adaptation, that's how a lot of people find out about different media things, is that, like, there are animal Transformers and everything. What's the fucking point of turning into a gorilla? There's no way you're stronger.
Climb tree.
No, listen to me. No, shut up. There's no way you're stronger. You're already a 20-foot tall robot from space. Like,
Pure unadulterated sexual appeal.
Pig, you need to go to a prison. And like, at least with other animals, you're going from biped to quadrupedal or bird. But when you transform from man to gorilla, you are the same basic shape. If anything, you've just hunched over. You have bad posture now.
penis bone?
No, my lord. Oh yeah, gorillas do have a
Huh?
penis bone. Gorillas have
They
penis
have a
bone.
what?
They have penis bones.
Most primates do. Humans are quite unique.
And that,
What?
It's how it stays hard without excessive blood flow.
So I have the incognito search
oh
list.
my lord.
Oh, I'm not incognito searching.
You were stronger than I.
Penis bone. Penis.
The baculum is a bone in the penis of many placental mammals. It is absent from the human penis, but present in the penises of some primates, such as the gorilla and the chimpanzee.
Hey guys, let me
What?
ask you something real quick. Do you think you could hold on to a whale's penis for dear life, or do you think you'd fall
No.
off eventually? No.
Okay,
I think I could hold on.
Cahill,
Yes.
you know my stance on whales.
That's a good point.
I would drown out of choice rather than be near one.
I was watching a video the other day on, I forget the guy's name. I've mentioned him on stream before, but he does like,
Oh, that's worse.
what's up?
The homologue to the baculum in female mammals is the bulbulum, a bone in the clitoris.
That can't be a
there's-
pleasant sensation.
No, that doesn't need a bone.
Anyway, let me finish my thing because I don't want to hear where the rest of this conversation goes. But he was making...
Ew, a raccoon baculum.
Stop. Anyway, so he was making videos on animals he'd least like to meet in the sea. And of course one of them was the sperm whale, and then the other one was, of course, it's relative to giant squid. Not relative, rival, rather. But then, number one was the Humboldt squid. If you don't know the Humboldt squid, imagine a giant squid, but a bit smaller, like the size of a large child. That's the Humboldt squid. And he went on to explain that, like, it has gone on to attack people legitimately, from biting to pulling off their mask with its tentacles, and they hunt in packs of 100. So,
Whoa.
yeah, so they and I have heard about them. They are called they are called devilfish, and not necessarily for no reason either. Like, they are the bastards of the sea, and I say that knowing about orcas. Orcas are bastards too, but I feel less evil resonating from them. They can probably feel love. I don't know if the Humboldt squid can, you know? But that's just me. So I don't know. Pig, do you know what a Humboldt squid is?
I do.
Okay.
Like, I wish you hadn't reminded me of their existence.
Okay, so that was my next question. Because you've always phrased it as big things in ocean scare you. I'm like, they're not big per se. They're larger than fish.
They're not big enough to activate that fear. I don't like them because they're creepy.
Mm.
But they're not big enough to activate that fear.
Gotcha.
Giant squid are. God, their eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love them up.
So you didn't like the Rugrats X Wild Thornberry? Was that the one with the giant squid or no? I feel like
Never
it was.
seen it.
There's a Rugrats movie where they were in a submarine and they saw a giant squid pass the sub.
The second largest mollusk. I
Well,
don't want to see the colossal squid.
Those are okay. Imagine a pancake. That's what they look like, legitimately.
But pancakes are tasty.
Why is I like the immediate suggestion?
because they want to see it looking back at them. Also, I imagine
Oh, I'm gonna look this up and then I'm gonna throw up.
Don't do that. Pig.
Well, he's thrown up.
Oh.
You don't like the kite squid either, do you?
I made a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
What, the
Now
colossal
I
squid?
can't look at my screen to close the tab.
Are you talking about the colossal squid or the giant squid?
I mean, I'm assuming their eyes look similar, and now I can't close the tab.
You did this to yourself.
Okay, I figured it out. I just covered most of the screen.
Also, it's really weird to think about deep sea life because, like, they're not doing anything scary. I learned about this not too. Did not learn about it, but
Looked up a different thing.
Pig, please stop doing this to yourself. But like I had heard before that the reason their teeth are all wild is because they have to catch prey or else they will never catch prey. But when they're not doing that, they're literally doing nothing. Because to do anything at the bottom of the ocean is to die. So It's weird to think about. I mean, I imagine it's scary for us just because the idea of encountering something sharp in a dark place is generally not nice, but they're not inherently going to be very nasty to you. They probably won't do anything but swim away.
I made myself feel bad.
I can hear that. I can hear your feel bad.
I looked up pictures of sperm whales sleeping.
That with a pig? Why?
They sleep?
Yes, they pig.
Look it up, Juice. It is the worst thing.
It's not that bad. They literally just sleep up. They up.
Juice, look at the pictures.
They're fine.
Oh, yeah. You see, that's terrifying. If I was, like, in the ocean near that, I might have a panic attack.
I'd throw a baseball at them. I'd be like,
Juice.
"Wake up!"
Juice, thank you so much for validating me.
No, pig, don't Juice, don't validate him.
But he's right. That is terrifying. I'm not even afraid of whales. That's scary.
It's not that scary.
It's spooky.
I assure you, there's scarier things in the ocean, and half of them are smaller, so...
I know.
But they don't
like,
scare me because I'm scared of big things.
Well, consider stop being scared of big things.
I think it wouldn't be so bad if they didn't sleep in groups. If it was just like
It's a
solitary
forest
whales.
up
I feel like that'd be worse. I feel like finding a pillar of flesh alone in the ocean. That sounds awful.
there. You suddenly turned this into an SCP.
Exactly, yes! At least together, it's just like, okay, that makes sense. They're in a group. They're doing it for safety. Imagine finding a lone sleeping whale. It's just like something unnatural is happening. I don't like looking at this.
Every part of it is unnatural.
Yes. But still, killer whales are worse than them. Killer whales are just the worst. The worst! They don't deserve to see your world, but they are just rat bastards of the ocean. And Ian and Juice have been making jokes about how protective I am over fresher sharks. Fresher sharks deserve the world. Killer whales
I
deserve
absolutely
nothing.
agree.
What's up? I mean, yeah. I
Are
assume
they
you
the ones
agreed with me.
Like super long tails?
Yes.
Yeah, they're rad as heck.
I love sharks.
I compare them to Mew because they have become very rare to find in the wild thanks to fin fishing, which is listen, I know a lot about unethical human practices, and as far as that goes, it is one of the most unethical human practices. We're not going to get into it. I legitimately don't. But fresher sharks are beautiful
We
creatures.
talking soup?
Yes. I mean, it's not just for soup. People just want their fins in general, so.
Why was the suggested picture a megamouth shark? I didn't need that.
Megamouth sharks.
See a megamouth shark.
Okay, megamouth sharks are super cool. We didn't know they existed until the 70s, and we have like 2 videos of them alive.
Cahill,
The rest, yes,
you know my phobia.
yes, they are. No, they're big. they are the 3rd biggest shark.
Yeah, the whale shark doesn't quite do it for me because I like their colors.
Yeah, and also they're just
Whale
they're not.
shark is.
They almost look more like a plane than like a big creature.
There's something about them that doesn't do it for me. Frill sharks are not terrifying because they're big. Frill sharks are terrifying because they're genuinely aliens.
They have big empty
Whale
eyes.
sharks?
Oh, Juice, you're about to discover things.
One of the most ancient shark
Aw.
species in the. Yeah, they're
He's
great.
baby though.
They
I
have.
think he's a baby.
It blew up on the internet because a Japanese diver took a video of one near the surface, and the consensus was it was dying because they live deep. They are ancient and they live far away. Also, hi Sage, you're cute.
Oh my gosh, is Sage here?
Yes.
Sage is so wonderful.
But thrill sharks are super cool. So are thrasher sharks. Goblin sharks are okay. They're not my favorite. They do.
I don't like goblin sharks.
They do neat.
I like Port Jacksons.
They do neat thing. I don't know if I know that one. But yeah, megamouth sharks and basking sharks are great. Everyone's like they're creepy. No, they literally just want they're breathing. This man is just breathing. Leave him alone. Port
Port
Jackson.
Jackson sharks have just dopey eyes on their heads.
Let me see them. Oh, I
that
love.
is kind of stupid.
They're like. I imagine they're very close to nurse sharks because they have
The,
that thing.
the only sillier looking shark is the wobbegong.
Oh
Which is
no,
also called
no,
the
What?
wobbegong.
no! I am actually scared. No,
Wobbegong?
I'm actually scared of the wobbegong because wobbegong is a living. It is a living bear trap. I'm not exaggerating that much. Like wobbegongs sit on coral reefs and stuff, disguised as the coral reef, and then when something passes them, they think looks tasty. They crush it to death with their mouths.
Yeah, but they can't do
A lot
that.
of fish do that.
Yeah, and I don't like
That
any.
was-
I don't like any of them that do it. It's not my.
I can't believe you don't like stunfisk.
I
the
can't
Pokemon.
I can't believe you don't like bobbit worms. Everyone loves bobbit worms.
No, I hate
Look at a
worms.
picture of the tasseled wobbegong. It is the silliest looking thing.
It looks like a carpet,
Yeah.
which I guess is the point.
It looks like carpet from Disney's Aladdin. But yeah, I love sharks, and again, I'll repeat it again. I'm always away from home from Shark Week recently, so don't get as much as shows about them, but it's whatever. I look up information about them, and I'm like, these guys are neat. A neat top of the food chain for the ocean in most areas.
Yeah, there's something about the shape of a whale shark. Oh, but then I see its size next to a diver, and suddenly all the fear comes back.
But you can ride on it
No,
big.
it only eats plankton.
Yeah, you
It's-
can.
So do blue whales. My fear is not that I will be eaten. My fear is their very existence. It's an irrational fear.
I thought you just had a deep like hatred for like some Jonah Core fan fiction, if I'm gonna be honest. So, you know, was Jonah the first Vor? Discuss theologically.
No.
Low shark.
I'm going to say
What's happening?
that the forbidden fruit was the first Vor story.
No, my lord. Now we're getting too deep into it.
Yeah.
What was I thinking of? Forget. I love marine life. Working at a pet store has made me conclude that fish should not be pets, especially since most people are just like, I killed it. And I was like, what did you do? And it's like, I don't know, I bathed it in ice water. And I was like, why the fuck did you do that?
Why?
there was a lady who came in, and I legitimately was just like, lady, why did you do that? Why clearly you know nothing. And also just generally fish are not, like, I like fish. I don't necessarily am like, they can't feel pain. Like, I genuinely am just like, I don't think we can conclusively say fish don't hurt. But fucking, they are dumb. They're not gonna show you love. And it would probably be better for them to be in a wide body of water than on your desk on every week all the time. So
Yeah, but I want a
good
beta
night,
fish
Sage.
to run around in a 50-gallon tank.
The beta fish are fine. Beta fish are nasty to most things, and they're pretty easy to take care of, so I don't feel too bad for them specifically, but every other fish, I'm just like, and probably be better for you guys to be out there in the wild. And I'm not on that PETA stuff, I'm just saying, of the pets I've seen, I think fish are the least pet. And hey, if you take real good care of your fish, absolutely. But they're definitely not starter pets, you know? You're basically becoming a chemist in taking care of the water for them. So
you see, this is something I've always stated. I would like to be rich enough to have an aquarium and also somebody to take care of.
yeah, that would be nice.
I want all the benefits of the aquarium and none of the work involved.
Yeah, well, but you don't already own one, do you?
No,
Yeah,
I own a cat.
Some people don't subscribe to that logic. Some people think they should get a fish without doing any work for it, and it's just
No, Cahill, you misheard me. I didn't say fish. I said aquarium.
Oh my lord.
Empty. I want like one room of my house
to be water.
to be a giant fish tank filled with cuttlefish.
I'm surprised. Of all the fish to be okay with, I'm surprised you're okay with cuttlefish
Some fish
specifically.
are small and cute.
They're pretty neat, but like they're also like they are weird. You can't deny they're weird at least. Not even I wouldn't say
Yeah.
they're scary.
I like them because they're weird. They can change their skin in rad ways. They've got a bunch of little arms.
Wait.
They're the best of the cephalopods.
Good night, Sage. But yeah.
Good night, Sage. I love you.
Listen, I love them. I just don't trust them in my house.
What?
What are they gonna do? Hop out of the
Wow,
tank?
They
there's
might.
Like a lot to unpack in that sentence.
Fucking, they might, Juice. You don't even know. Squid?
I see, but they won't.
They might. There have been, like, you know, cephalopods
Octopuses,
and
not cuttlefish.
Oh my lord.
Cuttlefish don't have like the physical ability to manipulate to the level that octopuses do, which is why, like,
They do have stubby arms.
they don't do cool stuff. Like,
I did-
if
go
there
on.
is going to be a cephalopod civilization, it's going to start with octopuses, just because they're better at manipulating.
I will say I do like the nautilus, which is a weird ass fish, but it
No, this is cool, but it's still second to cuttlefish.
that's completely fair. What was I thinking of? With the fishes and whatnot. Completely forgot. Mollusks are weird. Octopuses are weird. All of it. All of it weird.
The ocean is weird.
It is. But I love it.
To be fair, the not ocean is also pretty weird.
I want my friends to become my crew with me. Listen, all I want from my friends is their unconditional love and for us to sneak on the set of the live action One Piece and steal the full model ship of the Going Merry, that we may sail on it.
No,
Why not?
Look,
we
if we're-
can't steal it.
If
Why
we are
not?
If we are sneaking onto the set, I am stealing Luffy's straw hat.
No, you. Grandma gave that to him. You can't do that.
Hey.
You have to. We're stealing the Going Merry, or we're stealing nothing. You understand me?
And we're stealing nothing.
Oh my lord. You literally texted me today because you got to the part where they get the Mary, and you're just like, oh my
Yes,
gosh, the Mary.
and they need it.
Okay, well, I need it. They're not real, and I am, and the Going Merry happens to be real at this moment too, so I should get it.
To be fair, in the live-action version, the Going Merry is almost certainly CG.
No, it's
No.
real. Yeah, One Piece is one of the
They-
most expensive productions they've ever done. Like, it is.
Because they built the boat.
Yeah, they built the boats.
Okay, then we're stealing it. No,
Hey,
you're correct.
This is what I'm saying. Exactly. Now you're with me. And whenever they get to later stuff, like, it's going to be better than that, because that's almost certainly going to be like a scale model if it is a real set, because another certain ship of One Piece fame is infinitely bigger than the Going Merry, so it would be harder to construct in whole.
One Piece is real?
The One Piece is real. I repeat
Beppo?
it. Beppo!
Also, this is entirely unrelated. I have a very important question for friends.
Mm-hmm.
In my Xenoblade script, if I mention that a character breasted boobily, is that still a well enough known thing that people will get it?
I think it is.
You could always like throw up the post if you're really scared about it, just like throw up the post on screen, so that way if people are just like, what the fuck did he say, then they can like pause it and see. But yeah, I think you'll be fine.
Because there's definitely a character who breasts boobily.
Is it Pyrrha or Mithra?
No, it's in Xenoblade 1.
Okay. No, there's someone who breasts boobily more than those two.
More extravagantly.
More extravagantly breasted boobily.
She doesn't breast more, but she breasts more boobily.
That is completely understandable.
They jiggled her physics.
Listen, every now and then it's okay. You know? Like, every now and then. Every now and then I fall apart. So what I'm hoping to do here is, Actually, I should probably draw the border at at the bottom right here. But I want this huge panel right here to just have him like running up a hill in the middle third to really kind of give a sense of scale. You get what I'm saying? Like only suggest the hill and the rest of it is pure white. I'm on some real artist shit, if you will.
Like I need you to understand. I'm posting it in Whispering.
Uh-huh. Let me see it.
This is how she presents herself in literally every scene.
I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna look at it.
Behind her. Why is
I
she
mean,
with a pride flag?
I want to see
I
your
don't
3D
know.
model now,
This
though.
is just an image I got.
Okay.
I will show you the 3D model.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably good you didn't post it in on a public one either, because, you know. Okay. Does anyone know what this flag is? Okay, it's something bad? Good to know.
Look,
Oh,
I just took a picture. Yeah,
Oh shit! I accidentally.
that is her. That is just her in-game model, in like every cutscene.
Girl, put your tits away.
No, she's breasting boobily.
No, damn it! How do I restart? Nah.
Hit the button on your computer.
Mm-hmm.
Alt F4.
You know, I trusted someone about that.
And then you never trusted them again.
Exactly.
Look, everyone has to make that mistake once.
I
didn't know it was a mistake.
I'm so incompetent at computers that like I probably couldn't. I actually definitely didn't do that because like there was never a point where I was like, I know, you know, I know where the Alt button is or the F4 button. Such was my incompetence that I wasn't even able to do it right.
Oh, that's amazing. You were so bad that you couldn't even fall for the prank.
Exactly. I was just like, what buttons? I don't know. No one tried it on me in real life. I just remember hearing it on a thing, and I was just like, I don't know where either of those buttons are, so I'm not gonna try it. Anyway, Fossil Boy runs like Kirby, which I love. Kirby also doesn't have knees. They gave one of these robots knees, and that's his special superpower out of the group, is that he has knees. Because it was such a challenge making legs that could support the atomic plating. To do so, they were just like, we're doing it once to see if it does anything, and then the rest are kneeless. That's why there's not a that's why there's not a pterodactyl themed one. Does everyone want to hear a secret piece of lore about these guys that won't be revealed for a while?
Yes.
They were actually not made as genuine like Mars rovers or anything like that. They were made as like products to sell. They were just like, we don't think they'll actually go find anything in empty space. But
They were personalized Doombots?
no, they're more like so you know how like they'll make a TV show mostly to sell the merch of the things on the TV show.
Oh my god, they were the Transformers toys of their generation.
Exactly. Yeah, of like the last generation. Of like, well, we're all stuck on these isolated cities in nowhere space, so we're gonna have to find something to make shows and TVs about. So they're just like, and if they find something, great. We'll actually do science with it, but we're not gonna count on that. We here at NASA have run out of stuff to excuse our our existence for, so we're gonna make some up. So yeah, so they spend, I don't know. That's the thing. I'm not gonna answer that logistic. You know what I mean? It's just like, how do they warrant paying for it? It's like, I don't fucking. Who cares? You want me to theorize about the economy in trillions of years? No, fuck you.
No, the thing is, Cahill, you say that and I'm like, yes, world building, tell me.
Well, there's a lot of other world building to do. I'm not giving you the fictional economy for the people we're not about to care about, you know?
I'm so disappointed. I would just like write it. Don't put it in your comic. But that's what I want your 2-hour essay to be about.
What they're fucking how they afford it to build these things?
Yes, the economy of your fictional world.
Well, that's the problem because I'm talking about a world we're not going to see in this fiction. That's completely separate from the world building we're about to do. I can give you the economy for the world we're in, which is trade and barter. Like, they don't have money anymore. So they live in a slight 1984, so they don't have to worry about money.
1984 isn't about that.
Yeah, but is it ever? Exactly, it's not. They don't have to worry about money.
No, they do.
Do they?
They have like jobs and everything.
Though,
What did 1984 has anything to do with that?
I don't think those jobs. I don't think they actually work for money in those jobs. I think they work for those jobs because they'll be killed. Otherwise,
have you read 1984?
Kind of. I didn't really like it.
Okay, I think maybe it's because you didn't get any of the points of 1984.
I mean, I get it in general, but like, fuck it. Well, the thing I got is like, because isn't the question like, you know, the big brother, the guy running it, like he's telling them it's like, okay, the whole world is like this, so it's fine. And I think kind of the point of the movie, it's like you don't actually know that. None of them do. It's like living in that kind of state means you don't know the truth about anything really. So, you know.
And they have absolute control over the capitalist economy of their nation. It's no, Cahill.
Oh, I'm doing this wrong.
Yes, you are.
Fuck 90.
To
I
the
literally
extent that this
pig.
media
Listen, no, shut up. I'm sorry, because I'm not being rude to you. We did this last night. I'm not trying to yell at you again. We could talk about any book I've read, which has been a long time, because high school with 1984 beat the love of reading out of me. There couldn't be one I care less about than 1984. Actually, there is one, which is The Scarlet Letter, because that book
I was
sucks.
about to ask.
Yeah, that one sucks nuts to butts. But besides that, the two classical pieces of literature I could not give more of a crap about are 1984 and The Scarlet Letter. I don't want to talk about them. I'm sick of them.
Read Animal Farm. That is.
Okay.
And
I'm
no,
fine.
don't read Animal Farm.
I read
That's great.
I read Metamorphosis, which is literally a
That
guy.
one's good.
Well, it's literally a dude being a bug stuck in his room the entire time, and fucking.
Yes.
And I care more about Metamorphosis than I do about 1984. So,
Yeah, Franz Kafka's an amazing writer.
Mm-hmm.
so fucking.
Trial is the most depressing thing I've ever read.
Oh, you know what I loved in high school? I loved The Crucible. That was fun as fuck.
I love The Crucible.
The Crucible.
I
rule.
enjoyed that so much.
Okay.
I cried at the end.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, because A, it's depressing, but B, it's depressing because it's real, and C, it is that's how you do dramatized history, because one, we don't fucking know anything about those people who did that, and two, it kind of just drives home how insane of a thing it was to do. So
Worth noting, though, it is not intended as dramatized history. It is intended as a direct allegory for
yeah,
for the communist purges under Reagan.
yes,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, the Cold War is my least favorite part of history.
I'm sorry you had to find out this way, Juice.
If I can say on stream, my favorite part of history is the American Revolution because of its hypocrisy. Like, I love that they were fighting for freedom, and it's like, but we will still in fact own slaves, and it's just like, excuse me? So...
We will fight for freedom, but only for men.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't look at our wives.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We will fight for the freedom of the people we have defined as people.
Yeah, well,
The
okay.
other-
We're not gonna get too much more into it, but I just like... Because that's the thing. It's like, they had great ideas, they just didn't really realize what they were saying. You know what I mean? Which is...
Okay,
I think it's a cool thing.
question I like to ask, and this is a good opportunity to ask it.
I am afraid of the question, but continue.
No, nothing to be afraid of.
Okay.
You are given 3 magical time travel tokens.
Mhm.
So you can visit any period in the past for 24 hours. There's no risk of paradoxes or anything. They're magic tokens. You can't change anything. You don't need to worry about any of that stuff. You can visit and observe any period of history for 24 hours. You are completely safe. The timeline is completely safe. Where do you go?
If I may answer first,
Well, when do you go? And yes, you can travel to anywhere on Earth as part of it.
I'd probably have to. I was gonna say. Okay, so I'd probably have to say opening day Disneyland because I would love to see it. And then what was I thinking of? The golden age of piracy, and then the height of the Aztec Empire, specifically during, I forget what it's called, and I would butcher the pronunciation, but the floating cities they had. So I would love to see all of those. I'd love to be aboard a pirate ship and actually get to spend a day on it. I'd love to see a floating city, and I'd love to see the opening of Disneyland.
I think I have my answers.
Go on.
Let's hear it.
I want to go to the Ides of March, like the day Caesar got stabbed.
Holy shit.
Shut up. I want to see the forced treaty in the train car of World War One, where they forced Russia to pull out. No, they forced Germany to pull out in that train car, and then in World War II they blew that train car up. I want to be in that train car. And these are all awful answers. These are bad times
No,
to be
they're
at.
interesting.
So far, they're super interesting.
And I want to see the last battle of the Alamo.
Hell yeah.
I mean, two of those would scar me for literally life, but
I mean, that's the point.
yeah, but it would be interesting to see. Because, okay, I just want to clarify something because everyone's like, "Remember the Alamo," and I'm just like, "Wait, what actually happened?"
Forget the Alamo. Forget the Alamo.
But wasn't it?
Juice wants to be the last person to remember the Alamo.
Okay, let me just ask this side. Which side was defending the Alamo again?
And Texas is defending the Alamo.
Gotcha.
Do you want to know why they're defending the Alamo?
I can hazard a guess, but I mean, it still sucks what happened, but yeah, no, I get that it's not just black and white. No, most wars are not black and white, except for the one that everyone says isn't black and white. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, go watch Dubis Goobis's video on.
Anyway,
You
so
got it.
so my 3. Big one. For some reason, no one ever goes back this far, but I would go back to like the mid-Triassic because dinosaurs are rad.
Oh yeah, I forgot about dinosaurs.
I don't know, because like to a degree, because what would I do? Like, not to criticize you, Pig, because like that's completely valid. But I feel like I wouldn't have anything to do with that. Be like, well, I knew the T-Rex had fucking milkers out to here, and we'll never find that out with science. But
No,
I know
The thing
it.
is, I would love to see dinosaurs with my own eyes.
Yeah, I get
Actually.
that.
I
feel-
the second one is I limited it to 24 hours, so choose one or the other. But the crucifixion of Jesus, it is such an important historical event, and I want to know the facts of it.
Oh, okay, Pig, if I may, because I was going to wait till the end to say this with the dinosaur thing. I feel like you're picking events that would break my brain. You know what I mean? Like, the first one would be like, I don't know how to handle, like I know what dinosaurs look like and no one else on Earth does, because I'm assuming we're coming back to our normal lives after this.
Yes.
And then, like, because, I feel like a very, I want to say, what's the word when agnostic answer to that is just like, oh, it's just going to be the event. But, like, what happens if you go there and the freaking sky splits open and it's like, I saw God. I saw actual God. Like, that would break my brain, too. And then what's your last one? Because I'm assuming it's going to be along the same lines.
It is
of,
not.
like,
It is not at all.
Mhm.
It is not going to break
Oh.
anybody's brain. I would love to visit the Kowloon Walled City.
Oh, yeah, that would be pretty neat. I mean, I was thinking about, like, the 7 Wonders of the World. Obviously, you can't visit all of them in with the 3 tickets because there's 7 of them.
Which is why the 3 limitation is important.
Yeah. But yeah, I was just gonna, and again, I hope that last one, the one with the Jesus, didn't come off as like, you know, belief system.
No, I entirely get it.
Because
the point is, whatever you see fundamentally changes your entire life from that point onward.
yeah, but that's what I was saying on the one, like if we want to be like, you know, if we're like break it down to science, if it's like a 1 in 100 chance of like something biblical happening for actually the, you know what would actually be interesting? I wouldn't use a ticket on this because it might be nothing. But the story of Noah's Ark, if you don't know, a lot of Bible stories told by Jesus at least are like, you know, like they're not necessarily like Jesus like this happened, like Adam and Eve. A lot of people are just like, that was not, he was not being serious about that. That was a metaphor, yada yada yada. But a lot of cultures before and after Christianity have a version of Noah's Ark in it. And I would be curious if I can just time travel to random points and see like the truth or whatever, like I get some kind of weird time eye of truth from Zelda. I would love to be like, okay, what inspired Noah's Ark? Like what happened that everyone was just like, I need to talk about this guy and his boat forever. You know what I mean? I think that would be neat to find out. But, yeah. But I'm not spending
that's why the limitation is cool.
Yes, I'm not spending a coin on it. Because I genuinely, I want to see, because I think Disneyland, not Disney, not Disney, hello Laz, it like represents a lot of what I like. I talked, hello Monster Val, like it represents something to me, that being like the line between idealistic fiction and the border between reality, which is, it's a whole thing. If you want to hear about it, you can become one of the closest people in my entire life, and then maybe I'll open up to you about it. So I'd love to see the opening day of that, even though it would be a disaster. I forgot about that little detail, but I would still actually kind of like to see that. And then the rest, I would just love to see, like, you know, because there's the, I think it's called the Vassal Warship, which is a completely preserved, like, old sailing ship. Here's the problem, though. It's a shitty one. On its first maiden voyage, it capsized because they wanted to have a 2-story ship, and the person who made it had never made a 2-story ship before. So it's a very bad sailing ship, even if it looked cool. So I'd like to be on a good one. And then, yeah, being on the Queen Anne's Revenge. That's probably, if I had to really narrow it down, it's like, put me on the Queen Anne's Revenge, like just during whenever Blackbeard was like hanging out on it at one point. I'd love to see it and meet the man. Here's something specific I would do with that. If I got to go back to the golden age of piracy and meet Blackbeard himself on the Queen Anne's Revenge, I would ask him, dude, have you ever killed someone? Because I looked into it. There are no records of Edward Thatch killing anyone. And I think that's interesting.
It's worth noting, these are observer-only tokens. You don't get to ask questions.
Okay, then I would watch and see if Blackbeard kills anyone.
That is perfectly reasonable. You can even choose like a major battle he was involved in.
I mean, it would be interesting to see like the battle he was killed in and be like, did he kill anyone in there, or was everyone just like, we're good, don't worry about it? Yeah. So Val, we were talking about different history stuff, and Pig brought up the idea of just like if you could travel to 3 points in time, and 2 of Pig's, I was like, I don't subscribe to the Lovecraftian, especially since he was such a butthole, idea of just like there's truths in the universe that could hurt our brains. I think those 2 truths would actually hurt my brain in a certain kind of way, in a lot of different ways.
So Val, what it is imagine you had 3 time travel tokens. They're observer-only tokens, you can't change history, there's no risk of paradoxes, and you're completely safe. For each one, you can visit one time and place in the past for 24 hours and see whatever is happening there. Where and when do you go? And the 2 that apparently gave Cahill an existential crisis were, I said I would go to the mid-Triassic to see actual living dinosaurs, and then I said I would go to see the crucifixion of Jesus, just to like get the actual facts of it.
And that's fine. And again, I don't want to bring any kind of like, you know, theological tones into it. I'm just saying.
No, but those are both like begging for an existential crisis.
Exactly. Like, I want to know how big Elvis's hog is. I want to see the concept.
And here's the thing, Laz. You can do that.
Yeah.
I actually want to change one of my answers.
Was that juice?
I don't. It's not because of Elvis. Shut up. I'm not. I don't want to see.
That was just perfect.
I don't want to see Caesar get stabbed. I want to see Diogenes walk into a lecture with the
Yes!
chicken and say, is this man?"
Well, that's
I
the
want to see that.
that's the thing, because like, I considered ancient Greece because there's a lot in ancient Greece where I'm like, genuinely, I was like, the fall of this civilization set the world back years in a lot of ways. Like, I don't know the timing of all the stuff, but just in general, the way like medieval times came after that, and we were all dumb as rocks for hundreds of years. Like, it's just like, well, Greece had some pretty good ideas, so fucking, I'd love to see what they were like. But then I remember that Cortez, also a butthole, like destroyed in what sounds like an amazing city, and where there are ruins of, you know, freaking ancient Greece cities on top of modern cities, there's not really ruins of that floating one. So I would love to go back in time and see what the Aztecs were like, because given how history has been written, we don't, you know, get as many looks at that. That would, yeah, that's a wildly good idea.
Now that I've given Cahill an existential crisis, I actually have to dip.
That's okay. See you later, pig.
Love you.
Love you. Yeah.
Bye.
I'm just saying, because Pig had great answers, but like again, if you come back from seeing real dinosaurs, you're just like, I know what a dinosaur looks like, and we have it all wrong. Like, that's gonna hurt you. And then if you see God for real, that might also hurt you. So it would be wild. It would just be a wild thing to see. I said Disneyland, forgetting that the opening was a total disaster, but I still kind of sick by that, if we're being honest. I think it'd be fun to see that. I think it'd be fun to see a total disaster. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying, Zayd. Because what do you do after you get the information? You go to the leading scientist and say, I had a time travel token. I can name you 3 dinosaurs and tell you what they look like.
Wow, 3 dinosaurs?
3? Well, yeah, I mean, I know it's 24, because that's the thing, right? I mean, there'd probably be like a couple dozen. You could be like, okay, that one, and name and show, but I imagine being dropped in a place, like, let's not, you don't get Google Earth. You get dropped in a place to witness the event, meaning you don't get to travel everywhere and see every dinosaur. You see the ones that lived in, like, Pennsylvania for, like, a bit and everything. And that's not going to be nearly all of them that we've learned about, so. But, yeah, I'm just saying. There's not many points in time where I can think of just, like, you might fundamentally change your view of the universe, but the crucifixion is probably one of them. There's not many, like, historical events where someone was like, and then God showed up, and it's like, excuse me? Pardon me? Repeat?
And then they can't.
Yeah. Like, imagine Pig said, I want to see the Big Bang, which it wasn't actually instantaneous. It took a while for the actual universe to form. But still, even if you went back to that, you might be like, I saw something and I'm scared. Prince Recorder.
Part of me.
Go on. I was reading chat. You come on, don't do this to me.
A part of me kind of wants to see the whole day before Princess Diana got into the car accident.
But is it because there's rumors about, like, what was going on and her getting into the car accident, or do I misunderstand that event?
There's a lot of stuff going on. There's so many moving pieces and so many people involved.
Yeah, that's fair.
That I just want to see, like, who I would have to be mad at.
I mean, it would be curious to see the end of World War II, but here's the thing: I don't actually want to see any Nazis ever, so I'm probably not going to go back and give them the time of day. My time
Yeah,
is
that's why I said
Yeah, that's why I said
your
like
time is valid.
no valuable.
Oh,
Yeah, but yeah, even if, out of pure scientific and historical curiosity, there is no chance in hell I'm giving any Nazi any of my 3 time traveling tokens. So
yeah, no way.
no way. So that's not going on. I'm trying to think. Are there any other big historical events where you'd be like, let me see what's up with this and everything? Or generally are you like, no, I think I covered them.
I mean, not any that I would actually want to see.
I'm not gonna lie. I might want to see. This did spring to mind, but how about the Roswell quest? That would be interesting. Then you could actually see the aliens, unlike the cowards at Congress who refused to show us anything. If it was invisible then too. But what was I just thinking of? Oh yeah, I was gonna say one of the things thought was cool learning in high school was about the Haitian Revolution, and how like one of the what?
Oh,
Yeah, because it was like it was one of the biggest slave uprisings of all time, given that there were Haiti was an island comprised mostly of imprisoned populace. So when they realized that, it didn't end well for the rest of them. And the reason I would be curious about seeing the day after, not as a top like time travel spot, but just as one, is I heard they start putting people's spikes on heads on spikes to ward away any other slavers who might try and retake the island. So,
good for them.
yeah, exactly. Like I'm like that sounds brutal. So I just want to check if it's true. I just want to see if you're right. Imagine I go back in time and it's like we put like sacks of flour on spikes and it fooled them into thinking we had decapitated everyone. They are dead, but we didn't decapitate them. They were, slave owners. Yeah. I mean, Paula, I would argue the best experience you could get out of that would be, like, the opening to Akira, and even then, it's still wildly depressing, so... That's why I was saying Barbie... the first thing I said after leaving Barbie was, like, probably better than Oppenheimer, because Oppenheimer comes with some heavy baggage. And so does Barbie, but not, like, historically loaded.
Barbie is fun baggage.
Exactly. It doesn't come with historically loaded heavy baggage, so...
Oppenheimer is a movie about dropping bombs on Japan with not a single Japanese person involved.
Yeah, we're not
Barbie has so many women.
Barbenheimer. Yeah, we're not gonna get too into it, but
Barbenheimer.
I mean, again, I want to give some credit where credit's due, given that one of his most famous quotes was kind of like regret seeping from every pore. I imagine he wouldn't love the documentary about himself and the 15-minute sex scene they include. So, freaking so important 15-minute sex scene they include in the movie. Like, I imagine he'd be like, no, I'm good. Really rather not remember it. I've talked too much about it, but yeah. I saw Barbie. I have no plans to see Oppenheimer. I get the gist. My friend Juice knows how to make a nuclear bomb. If I need to ask anyone, I'll ask them.
I will not be giving that information out.
Listen, you mix some chemicals, some atoms get angry about it. Boom goes the weasel.
Basically.
Yeah, basically. Cahill, you told us you made a nuclear bomb. Yeah, I put a hammer above some really angry uranium I found. So I think this is gonna do it, and they'll be like, "You're not as wrong as we'd like you to be. Please, please, get rid of the hammer." Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of credit I'm trying to give here. Not that anything that happened there was good. Quite the opposite. I think everyone was pretty upset about the whole thing. And the only people who were happy were not involved in the situation. We're just like, the war's over, yay! Picture of sailor kissing a woman in Times Square, yada yada yada.
who wasn't even his girlfriend. That was just a random woman.
Listen, okay. Even though no one knew it would be the last World War, especially in the months to follow, given the everything, it's the end to one of the biggest wars, and to our knowledge, so far one of the most important wars in human history, especially if we lumped in World War One on top of it. Also, everyone go follow Chris Valenti to learn some good history facts. But anyway, because like I think his dad was either in Vietnam or like the World Wars, and he gave his son, he passed some good knowledge on to his son. But I don't know another time where I'm going to start kissing random people in the streets, except after quarantine and at the end of the World Wars. So, credit to them where it's due. They felt the moment. Actually, didn't they interview the woman for that? I wonder if she was just like, yeah, I was cool with it. It was the end of the World War. I hope so. If not, then fuck that guy.
Oh, fuck that guy. Quote of the century.
Quote of the century. Listen, ask first. I know everyone's in the heat of the moment, but just listen. If you want to kiss someone randomly in the street, do it right. Grab them by the shoulders, and they grab you by the shoulders, and you both look each other in the eye and be like, "Are we doing it?" And when you both nod yes, then you got the go ahead. That's how you do it. So I know from all my experience of kissing people, I'm just so lonely. Don't.
It's okay. You'll find someone.
Thank you. I doubt it.
It's okay. Someone will find you.
There we go. That's more like it. That's more accurate. Are we doing it? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. If you're doing it right, then it means you're both asking each other. It's like, because to kiss anyone, you both have to be in the mood for kissing. So it has to be a thing where you come together right now over me. I'm laying down in the street just kind of watching, being like, hey guys, what's up? And then you start kissing, and I'm like, oh, okay, neat.
Do you have a camera? Are you recording this?
Yeah. I wouldn't mind again, talking about the time travel points, I wouldn't mind seeing New York Times Square after the end of the world, after they announced the end of the World War II, but like, I can imagine what it's like. Happy, celebrating, kiss. Yeah. Hey, you're a sailor. Do you got like sea worms in your mouth I gotta worry about? That's a thing. I forgot that's a thing, but there is a tongue parasite in the ocean. See, this is what I'm saying.
What?
Yes, there's a parasite. Okay, so you know an isopod juice?
Yes.
Imagine that, but it can fit in a fish's mouth. That's what it does that, and it chops off the fish's tongue and becomes it. And every time the fish eats something, it eats a little bit of it. So like almost like tapeworm, but sooner. You get what I'm saying? Tapeworm, but first. Tapeworms usually last. This one first. So yeah, there's much worse things in the ocean than the sperm whale. Trust me. And not granted, they're not doing as bad as the thresher shark, which was rare to begin with before fishing. But we did treat them pretty bad in the 1700s to 1800s. So.
Yeah, but what didn't we treat bad back then?
I mean, that we're still dealing with it. To whether some people want to admit it or not. What I just remembered. What was, because this is another history thing. The Essex, yes. Maybe not one of my tops, but if I could see a historical event, the wreck of the Essex. I'd feel bad. But at the same time, I'd be like, I'm kind of curious. It inspired one of the greatest novels of all time. And then fucking... And it was whales getting whale revenge, so...
Fuck you, whales.
Damn. I love that. I mean, I don't love it, because again, it's a very sad thing that... Like, I hope everyone understands that I don't want bad things to happen to just about anyone. I mean, depending on your definition of bad and depending on your definition of anyone, because, you know, there are some bad people out there. But still, nothing like horrible. But the fact that some of the survivors of the Essex were like, we can't go to that island, there are cannibals on it, which was a generally not accurate idea for a lot of places, and then ended up having to turn to cannibalism just to survive, is the cruelest and just generally the hardest piece of irony we've ever found in history. Yeah. Man, Machu Picchu at its peak must have been wild, huh? Could you imagine a city that big on top of a huge mountain? Just populate with people.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't.
Okay, and we brought up the idea of the Seven Wonders, but I mean, was Babylon a real city? Yes or no? Because one of the Seven Wonders is the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, and I've heard debates on whether that even existed or not. So, let's determine if Babylon was real first. Okay, man, check it.
I think Babylon was real.
I love how we've been going on this for so long, but one of the times someone was like, hey, Cahill, please stop talking about this, was a friend of ours being like, Tower of Babel Bible talks make me uncomfortable. I'm like, but Babel is silly. It's silly. Come on, it's silly.
It's a funny, silly joke.
Funny, silly joke. I mean, the Garden of Babylon. Well, I think that's one of the things, right? There is records to support it, but I do like Zayd's idea of going to the Library of Alexandria before its destruction to see what it was really like. And I mean, again, that's just more proof of, that's more support of me being like, yeah, we really took a step back after Greece. I agree, Star, but that's why I didn't say that, because the port is still there. So of the Seven Wonders that I can imagine in, like, you know, a space, that is one where I can be like, okay, I generally get what this was like. You get what I'm saying? I can imagine what the statue would be like to look at, like from the port and everything, since the base technically still exists. But I don't know what the Library of Alexandria looked like, what its structure was. So I'd rather go to one where it's like I can't even imagine what it was like to begin with. Honestly, I think I'm going to call it here with this sketch and raid someone. We got a pretty good stream in. I appreciate everyone coming. Let's see who to raid.
You drewed. You drawed.
I drewed. I like this little portrait I did of him. I think it looks good. I am moving the wrong window, but you get the portrait I'm talking about. Yeah. Honestly, because, like, I don't know. Sometimes it's not about the progress we make in drawing. It's about the conversations we've had. And I had good conversations with my friend Pig and Juice about some existentially terrifying stuff. I'm gonna raid Gam. Because we haven't done the Gamlord. The one Australian that exists. Okay, so that would be interesting. I mean, I feel like that falls, Paula, into the same kind of category of I forget who said it, like, you know, the Roswell crash and everything, because what you are doing is you are going back to a time where something spooky, something cryptid kind of happened, and getting to the truth of the matter. So I get it. I'm just also just like, huh. I feel like I can let it be a mystery for me. But anyway, thank you everyone. I have to go buy freaking Dokapon Kingdom now. You guys are the best. I really appreciate it. And I hope everyone comes tomorrow for what will probably be an extra long Bloodborne stream. Because I'm just going to be playing the game normally. And trying to finally get the platinum for the game after nearly 10 years of it being out. So that's going to be the challenge. I play but actually do good, and get the platinum trophy for it. So hope you'll give me the time of day, and I'll see you later. Bye.